Welcome to Gen X Unfiltered, where three Gen Xers dig through the emotional junk drawer of life
and turn it into an unhinged group chat about everything from pop culture and personal growth to the stuff we never really unpacked.
If you've ever been told to toughen up about crowded commercials, you're our people.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gen X Unfiltered, the podcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey.
Steve, Eric, how are you?
Good, guys. How are you?
Feeling good, thanks.
Good. You guys are low-key annoying me already, and it's been like 2
I can tell. Kelly's
seconds.
in a mood. She's ready to not do this today.
She's gonna knock us out, I think.
I'm fine. It's just like, it's just one of those things where, anybody breathes and I want to like.
Do you have the summertime sadness? Is
Yes,
that it?
I do.
So there should be a fun hour coming up.
Maybe
everybody.
it'll be
Hang in,
delightful.
folks.
Maybe it'll be delightful. I'm just pre-warning you guys that just looking at your faces is annoying me.
Oh, so it's just another day that ends in Y, apparently.
Great.
Kidding.
Great.
Kidding.
Okay, here we go.
Kidding. All right, but listen to this, you guys. Picture it.
Yep.
Picture it. Sicily. No, I'm just kidding. Picture it. Canada. 1992. I don't know. I just made up that date.
That date, okay? I'm
Yeah.
in Canada, 1992. I can picture it. I'm there.
It's Friday night, somewhere in the mid-90s. You've just finished a week of school or work. Your flannel shirt is tied around your waist, and the plan is simple. Hit Blockbuster.
Make it a Blockbuster night.
Or Rogers Video in our case, because that was also
Blockbuster
here.
didn't show up till later on.
It's true.
But
You pile into the car with your friends or family, and it's a race against time because if you get there after 8 o'clock, forget it. Every copy of Jurassic Park is gone. You walk through those glowing blue and yellow doors, and bam, that smell hits you. It's like popcorn, plastic VHS cases, and a little bit of desperation. I mean, true. We'll talk about that. Like, nobody knows the feeling of trying to get that new release movie. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
You head to the new release wall, pretending you're optimistic, but really, you're about to rent Encino Man for the third time because speed is nowhere in sight. And of course, someone in your group is eyeing Biodome, which is how the fight starts.
ooh, what's wrong with Biodome?
Pauly Shore.
Finally,
Baldwin.
you compromise, grab a couple of tapes, and on the way out, you're lured into paying triple price for microwave popcorn and a 2-liter of Pepsi. You hand over your sacred Blockbuster card, pray the clerk doesn't out you for late fees, and head home ready for the main event. Be kind, rewind. That, my friends, was a night in the 1990s, and tonight we're rewinding the tape on the Blockbuster experience.
Oh, the good old days.
man.
I gotta admit, some days I do miss those days.
That opening monologue brought back a bunch of memories.
Oh, yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm trying to get back to the present because my mind traveled to the past right there.
Okay, so I
Actually
see.
living that torture of going for that new release and there's nothing behind it.
Yeah.
So
it's just the case.
I see-
totally remember like
no.
dusty covers. But sorry, I'm cutting in. Go on.
No, it's okay, but I see two eras of this, right? I see the era of going to the movie store when you were a young kid with your parents,
Yeah.
and then the era of the movie store when you were teenagers going with your friends. There's
it
two
was
different
Two
experiences.
totally different
For
experiences.
sure.
So we'll
yeah.
talk about both, but obviously we'll start with the younger ones. So I'm going to ask you guys the question, Steve and Eric, because you're so wonderful. I'm kidding.
I know you are.
Well, oh yeah, that doesn't make sense if I'm kidding. Anywho, I got to go with it now. I've set the tone.
Yeah, I'm just.
Did you guys, as a family, when you were a kid, were going to the movie store a regular part of your rituals?
Yeah, we went quite a bit. Yeah, we used to have to, we were, whatever. So we used to have to rent a VCR.
Okay,
I remember that.
Yeah, we didn't
answer
have
the
a
question.
VCR.
Renting a VCR.
Yeah.
I'll say, yeah, my family was big into movies.
Oh, yeah.
So we rented movies probably, I want to say, almost once a week.
Oh, we were there definitely once a week. My dad
Yeah.
was a big movie
Yeah.
person. And so we were there at least on a weekend, but it was usually Friday nights. That was kind of like the night to
We
go
usually
rent
have
a
to go on
movie.
Friday after, Friday evening. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the best.
So we'll kind of just, So but here's a question. I'm in this question mode right now. Who was, when you went to the movie store with your family, in my family, my whole family went. My mom, my dad, me, and my sister, we all went.
Yeah.
Who was the one that got to pick the movie, or was it a general consensus, or it was just sort of like, Yeah, like did everybody know what we were going to get, or did you get one for the kids and the parents got one? How did that work?
Ooh, so we're talking like era one where you're going with your parents, not
Yeah.
as a teenager.
No,
right?
not as a teenager.
Oof. I think at first it was kind of like we got a family-friendly movie that everyone could watch.
Yeah.
But then, as my parents got more and more used to renting and stuff, my dad was kind of getting tired of the family movies, so he pushed for some more adult-themed movies.
He's going behind the beaded curtain.
The paper bag movies.
Oh,
No, I'm just joking. We never went that far, but he'd get like rated R movies for him and mom to watch.
Ooh,
I know something
scandalous.
like I don't know what's rated R in the 80s, like Fatal Attraction or something.
Yeah.
And then like something for me and my brother to watch.
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. Yeah, I think there would be sort of more family-friendly ones to begin with, and then it sort of,
Yeah,
got into more
probably
heavier fare.
Probably the same for me. I know my parents, like, again, my dad was the movie guy. Even to this day, like, he's the guy that'll go to a movie theater by himself because he wants to see the movie.
Yeah. Hey,
So
good
he's
for
a
him.
movie guy. But it was definitely like, yeah, like a movie like, Homeward Bound that we could all watch.
Yeah.
And then when we were really young. And then my
Yeah.
parents usually had a movie to watch later, aka a movie my dad wanted to watch later.
Yeah.
But then as like I got a bit older, it would be like I was started to be allowed to watch those movies that they got for later. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
it kind of. But then also like there was a lot of comedies that came out that were like okay for I mean, Beethoven and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I remember there being like a transition period too, where like we would kind of watch. Me and my brother got to watch the adult movies, but it would be like close your eyes during like certain scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And when I say adult, I mean rated R. I'm not talking like
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
just to be clear out there.
Okay. It just sounded funny the way you had to clarify that.
Just clarifying to the universe
I
out
know.
there.
Eric was not forced to watch pornography as a child.
For you guys, assume the worst.
Okay, so I'm just sort of reading through the notes here to make sure that we don't, miss. Okay, but here's the thing. Oh, we'll talk about this after. We're still in the kid era. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead because my brain's like, I'm thinking about Mr. and Mrs. Eric watching adult movies that are rated R, not adult
As soon
movies.
as I said adult movies, I know that's where your head was going to go. This is why I had to clarify.
You like how I said Mr. and Mrs. Eric?
I did.
They should be addressed as that from now on.
They should. When I see them, I'll call them up from now on.
I'm sure they won't like that.
No, they'll be like, what?
Okay, so what was the movie? Like we Eric grew up in a smaller town than Steve and I did, but we had a lot of small like independent movie places. We had like there was one that it was like Jumbo Video where you got the free popcorn, but then obviously Blockbuster. I don't even know when they came into Canada.
I remember for me, I remember being like in the later the mid 90s.
Yeah.
94, 95.
And then obviously Blockbuster was where it was at. But what about you, Eric? What were your video store? And then we had Rogers later.
Yes. So we had a bunch of like family owned like mom and pop shops. There wasn't many. I grew up in a small town. So there was there was a couple small mom and pop shops, like I just said. But then I remember like the big day was we got a Video 99.
I remember Video 99.
We got
Never heard
a
of
franchise. Yeah, Steve's heard of that
I've
one.
heard of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But we never had that here.
No.
That was just for a small town
Yeah.
folks. It's
No,
like
no,
a Video
but- So
99.
you never had
This is a big deal.
You never had a Blockbuster.
We never had a Blockbuster. We never had a Jumbo. I know Jumbo was big in some of the towns around me.
Yeah.
We had a Jumbo in the mall, and it was the greatest day ever because you got to go. We just went for the free popcorn.
That's what I missed the most.
Yeah.
The Jumbo had free popcorn. I remember
Yeah.
going to the big city, and like into movie stores there, and like there's free popcorn.
Yeah.
There was a lot more selection, so missed out on that.
No, I used to go to a place called Video Flicks. That was like our go-to. It was close to our house. But
Yeah.
It was a big one, but not huge. But I know there's a few of them around, but
I-
it disappeared.
One of my good friends, her sister back in the day, worked at like one of the small independent ones, and it was like, like we're talking straight out of Dawson's Creek first season.
Like
little
Clerks.
Yeah, I don't know. I never seen that movie.
God damn, that's
Also,
Let's go to Blockbuster
Okay,
right
wait to
now.
fix
is
that.
this going to ruin your continuity if I rip these headphones off because they're not really working properly and it's making me insane?
No, take 'em
That's
off.
probably what's making me grouchy.
yeah. If they're annoying, you take them out. You don't need them.
Free the headphones.
There you go.
It does feel weird because I
Easy.
can't hear myself, but
Can't believe they don't work the way you treat them so well.
okay, hold on. I gotta. Okay. Oh wow, this is weird though. I can't hear as
no,
like
you
good.
probably can't hear us as much.
Do you want to take a minute and try and fix them?
No, it's fine. Okay, let's continue on. Ooh, this is so weird. Okay. So you never, as a kid, went to Blockbuster.
No.
Okay.
No, fair. As a kid, I never went to Blockbuster.
My senses are so thrown off right now because I'm so used to hearing you guys. This is real life, folks. You're so used to hearing you guys.
Do you want to take a minute and fix them?
It's okay. It's part of the banter.
Oh,
it's fine.
okay.
Yeah,
Some
all
behind the
good.
scenes. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, but fairness for us, Blockbuster didn't exist either for us
No, it didn't.
until we
Not
were later.
until we
So
were
none of us
later.
went as kids. Yeah.
No, but like I said, we went to like Jumbo and stuff. But
Yeah.
Blockbuster is the sort of like the world known
Well, because it was the biggest. Yeah.
movie or
You know.
movie place. Okay, so now in the movie stores, you remember going and the new release. We were actually just talking about this recently, like just randomly. But fun fact that we'll talk about later, Eric worked at a movie store
I did. I worked at Rogers
in,
Video.
in college. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that, the experience, the behind the scenes experience.
I can give you the real dirt.
But the new releases, it was always the empty cases and you used to have to go to the front to get them, right? Was that how it worked?
I can only
can't
speak
remember.
from my small town experience. And so there's the movie box
Yeah.
on the shelf, and then behind the movie box was the actual
Yeah.
movie in a different hard shell case.
See-
and if that hard shell case was gone, the movie was rented.
See,
Yeah.
I feel like, is that what it was? But I feel like there was two experiences. One where you had to take maybe like the super popular ones you
Yeah.
had to do that for. I don't,
No, I
Oh
definitely
my
remember
God.
that. I remember them being.
empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
But I
what?
don't
It was.
know.
It was both.
I remember that too at a different store. I remember like
Yeah.
taking the empty box to the clerk and then go and get the movie from the back.
But I
People
feel-
would- or they would be underneath the counter. 'Cause
Yeah.
people would steal them and stuff.
But, and I feel like it was only like the super hot new releases.
yeah, no, it was all like the new release ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so in like you would have the like if they were like the super hot movies like Jurassic Park, you would have the 3 huge bookshelves just
It would be
full.
like a
what a waste of space.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
back then it was like
I know.
everyone wanted to see it, and then, like those tapes weren't huge, but they weren't small either.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying.
So to have 300 copies, like it takes up a lot of real
But
estate.
I'm saying, wouldn't it make sense just to have them all in the back, like stacked up that you could just go get, rather than taking up all the real estate of like 3 huge bookshelves? But then it didn't. It
Well,
was,
then you gotta.
I know.
That's a whole other
I
thing.
know.
Then how do you know if it's in stock or not? Everyone's gonna go to the counter. It's. Like,
it was. I'm
you know.
thinking about present day, where like they would have an inventory system. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sure they
Yeah.
did, but it
Oh
was
no,
the
they
90s.
did. Yeah,
So.
you could go in and they look up. They could look up a movie for you if you
Yeah.
want to know if they had. Because sometimes trying to find a movie is impossible.
Yeah.
And then what about the whole like this was my job when I got older because I'm like I was just really anal, but like a hot new release, you would wait at the return thing, the cart.
You would hope maybe someone would drop it
Woo!
in. Yeah, you'd hope
And they'd-
maybe someone would drop it off. Yeah.
The clerks people would bring out the little like library cart with all the movies and you just like pounce.
Yeah,
People
try
would
and see
pounce
if
all the
you-
time.
When I used to work at Rogers Video, that was like the bane of my existence. People always like, "Can you please check the new release bin? Please check the return bin. Please check
Yeah.
the return bin." I'm
Yeah.
like, I just checked. It's not here.
Yeah, no, I remember that being a thing. Yeah, I
But-
don't know if we get into that later, the whole process of
Yeah.
like returning these things.
The movie stores, like back then, like just thinking back, of course, I haven't thought about it for so long, but like they were like packed busy. Like you would see your whole neighborhood there, you'd see your whole class there. Like it was like the place to go.
Oh yeah, it was,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a cultural hangout. Go to the
Yeah.
get a movie and stuff.
It was crazy. And I like this reminds me, like I can even like smell the smell in there.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a distinct kind of like old plastic and dust smell.
It did.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then just spending like if it wasn't the new releases, because all the like the newer movies were along the walls, and then inside was kind of like the older movies.
Yeah.
And we're spending like hours just trying to pick out a
Well,
movie.
that was always the thing. Like, if you want a new release, a specific movie, like, is pretty easy. If you just went in there being like, it's kind of the equivalent now of when you sit and watch on Netflix, you just start scrolling
Oh,
through.
yeah,
But you just walk the aisles and like pick the comedy section, the horror,
Yeah.
whatever, and just
Yeah.
start walking through and just
Yeah.
they'll be alphabetical and just kind of, you look. Oh, this looks cool.
Do
I
you,
got a question for you, big city kids.
Yeah.
So, what was the rental rules for you guys? Like, I remember in my little town, if it was a new release, you had to bring it back to like the next day.
Oh, it was like
the,
like
the
a
next
one
day before,
day.
like 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, for
Yeah.
like older stuff,
Yeah.
I think you could keep it for 3 days.
I think it was ours. Like it was like a 24-hour. Although I remember,
Yeah.
no, it was the next because I remember my dad one time. Like we rented, it was Fire in the Sky. So
Ooh, good
random.
movie.
Whoa.
And I don't know. My dad was the type of person, like, I don't know. I didn't get this from him because I am not this prompt.
Yeah.
But he would, like, after that night when the movie was done, he'd drive, because it was just up the street, he'd drive it and drop
Yeah.
it off. Like
Oh,
that
wow,
night.
yeah.
Wow.
Otherwise,
That's
we'd
nice.
never do it.
He's diligent.
Well,
Well,
'cause
there was late fees too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was. But, yeah, I think it was, like, the new releases were, like, a 24-hour kind of window.
Yeah,
If
it was
that-
definitely 24, 40. I don't remember, but I do know
Yeah.
there was definitely like a.
And then there was one.
It was
Some
not
of them
long.
were, like, 7 days, I feel
Those were
the
like
really
I
old
think those
ones.
are anything older. I think I'm pretty sure it was like I remember being 7 days. I think
Yeah.
for anything like not new release.
Yeah. Is there a movie that you can think of off the top of your head that, whether as a kid or older, that you tried to get at the store, but you had to go back a million times because you never got it?
That's tough.
I don't remember. I'm not like a super.
Yeah, I don't remember anything off the top of my. I know there were a number of times looking for stuff, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. That was like
I was a little older. I remember wanting to rent Tommy Boy so bad because I thought it was good. I wanted to see the movie because it was hilarious, right?
Yeah.
But my little movie theater or little movie store didn't have it, and they're like, we can buy it for you, but it costs $200. I was like, what? $200,
And they didn't have Tommy Boy?
because like the price that they paid to be able to rent out a tape was more than just the same as a consumer buying it off the shelf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some sort of
Because
There's
they're
some sort
paying
of-
licensing and stuff. on it.
Exactly, because I guess it wasn't in the stores you had to buy, and they could like order one in. It was like $200. I'm like, I don't want to see Tommy Boy that
it's
bad.
like I'm okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember how much it cost to rent? I feel like new releases were like $5. Am I just making that up?
Shit, I don't remember.
Like they
at all.
weren't crazy money. I mean,
I
I'm
think
sure even back then, $5 was probably
Yeah.
not
I think it was
cheap,
like
but-
$5 and then like $2 or $3 for an older
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. I mean, it can't have been too crazy. There's no
No.
way it was like.
no, I mean,
I'm sure it went up over time, but I mean, I remember going. I'm sure $20 would get you at least a movie and some popcorn and stuff like that. I would
Yeah.
think.
I remember when they worked at Rogers Video and they got rid of like their late fees.
Yeah.
What they did to
Upped the
they
rental
upped the rental
fee.
price.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, to get back some of that lost revenue.
I'd be curious how much they made on late fees.
oh,
don't know.
here's another random question. When you went with your family and it was like, we're going to get one movie or whatever, was there ever like who won if you guys couldn't agree on a movie?
Ooh.
It was my dad all the time.
I'm thinking it was probably my dad.
My dad just cared more.
That's the thing. I think it would have been.
If it was a fight between me and my brother, my mom was always good at remembering like who got to pick last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she'd be like, "Well, you picked last time, so your brother picks this time." And I'd be like, "Damn it!"
She
That's
probably didn't
true.
remember at all.
She
She's
didn't.
like,
She
who's gonna cry least if I
Yeah,
pick the other one?
exactly.
It's like, oh, it was
Yeah.
your turn last time.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, I think my dad would have, but I don't remember.
It's funny because like and I'm not saying this in any like bad way before you think I am, but I don't picture your family, Steve, being a super movie rental family.
No,
growing
I mean,
up.
well, we didn't have a VCR, so we didn't rent it a ton. But
No, I'm
we
just
would
saying, but
go.
even just like a movie, like, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I just don't picture you guys being like like movie. Okay, so like movie night at my house as a kid, we'll each sort of talk about it, and if you have a memory or experience about it, but it was
Yeah.
like a big deal in my house. Like, there would be times we'd watch a movie. We always got to stay up later to watch
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
We had the not the microwave popcorn, but the popcorn machine. Oh, I love that thing. The
Oh,
popper.
fancy.
Oh, the popper.
Wow.
Why that
There-
microwave popcorn was expensive. This was just the kernels and
Yeah,
the popper.
Yeah, you had a microwave popcorn later. That's really fancy, wasn't it?
What, microwave?
No, having a popcorn machine.
I don't think so. I think
I
everybody
think what they're
had.
talking about. It was like a.
No, it wasn't like what you're thinking. It was the one.
It wasn't actual like in the movie theater like mini
No,
popcorn.
no,
No,
maker?
you're talking about the one that goes on the counter and it will come at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought they were fancy, weren't
Oh,
they? I
maybe-
don't know.
I don't know.
I
We
didn't
had
have
one.
one,
Maybe.
so what do I know?
No, my parents were big
I had
popcorn
Jiffy
people.
Pop.
See,
Jiffy
to
Pop's
me,
all
that was
right.
expensive. But I
Yeah.
don't know. Anyway, we
Yeah,
had
just do Jiffy
that.
Pop. Sit on the fucking stove and just shake it until it's like.
I'm tired of this
I'm
shaking.
telling you, my parents were big Friday night movie people. My parents really liked popcorn,
Apparently,
so
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
No,
and
yeah.
then sometimes we would also like it would be like 9:00 at night, which was late when you're a kid, and my parents would be like, "Let's order pizza." It was a really big thing.
Wow.
I
Whoa.
know. Late night pizza in the 90s was like, what?
It sounds like you had
I
a
can
fun
say that. I
house
don't
on
think that
Friday
ever
nights.
happened in my house.
No, ask
no,
my
no.
sister about it because it's like it was those random like
Yeah.
one-offs where it'd be like, oh, let's just order a pizza. We thought it was the craziest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Friday nights being a ton of fun, like going to the movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And the whole house was like, we're all excited about going to
Yeah.
the movie and get pizza and stuff. But we had our process was very much set in stone. Like we ate the pizza first and then watched the movies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Did you?
there was no like late night pizza happening.
No, that never happened in my house.
Well,
Yeah.
Friday nights were a big deal because we would usually Friday nights were the night where we go out for dinner. So I mean, when I say go out for dinner, we go to Pizza Hut or
Oh,
like a
the good
family
old school
restaurant.
pizza, yeah.
But we do that, then go to the Blockbuster because they were nearby.
Yeah.
Then come home. So yeah, it was like this weird like it was a very big deal in my house.
Apparently, yeah, it was movie night.
I don't know.
It's cool. It's good. It's fun.
Yeah, but speaking of the snacks, the one thing we were never allowed, which is is buying the snacks in the movie store. They were so expensive.
They're almost as expensive as the movie theater.
Yeah.
Like they were like that, like marked up that much.
Yeah. And they'd have like the cool candy and I'd be like, don't. And we just knew not even to like ask.
But I don't remember, like, I remember going, like we said, the one I used to always go to was like Video Flicks. And I don't remember them having like any snacks really at all there.
Probably not there.
I remember Blockbuster having tons of crap. But like
No,
Video
not
Flicks,
the
and all those,
little
I don't remember
ones.
any of those places having any snacks to eat.
No.
The small
Jumbo
ones?
Video, I remember having some, they had like the free popcorn, which is always kind of a pain in the ass to get because it was like, are they making it yet?
Yeah.
I know how busy it was. But yeah, I mean, I remember more obviously Blockbuster, which is probably they're somewhat more successful, having all that stuff.
But it was expensive. Like I remember, like it got to my mom's just like, don't even ask.
Well,
me
no, I mean
'cause
it's like going to the movie theater now.
Yeah.
Like, Christ, how much you pay for? I haven't been for a movie in a year or two, but like,
And we had our bougie popcorn maker.
well, no, what are you buying popcorn for? Yeah, you got like,
I know
Yeah,
you're a
you got
kid. You
fresh
want
at
the
home.
candy.
Yeah.
I
we have
can't.
popcorn at home. It's not the same.
It was good. We put extra butter on it. Oh, and I
Yeah,
could
but even
hear
the butter though doesn't even
I
now
know.
like the movie theater butter. It's not butter. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's so
It's some
good.
sort of chemical goo, but it's delicious.
And just the sound of. Did you have one of those popcorn?
Yeah.
Just the sound
It was
of
kind
it.
of like a beige, it had kind of like a cone shape
like
to it.
clear-
like a translucent kind of like
Yeah.
smoky plastic top,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and it would like
and it would like the sound of it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I want to
And
get
like
one.
it would melt the butter on the top little
It
tray.
could, yeah,
Yeah.
as it was coming out, it would
Yeah.
like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I want one of those.
I don't know. They wanted to. They must.
They
Still make
must
them.
still have
they
them
do.
now.
Now you see all those like fake like movie theater style ones that are like.
That's what I thought you meant we were talking about.
Yeah,
like,
no,
No,
those
no.
were. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know those really existed when we were. If you
know.
had, you had to be a millionaire.
It was like an antique from an old movie theater or
Yes,
something.
a real one. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we kind of, is there anything other memories as like the kid era when you'd go with your parents?
Not really. I just remember like it was a big thing in my house on Friday nights to go get a couple
For
movies.
some reason, I remember the cases being really big when we were kids, like oversized.
Oh yeah,
They
that's a
were.
good
Like
point.
they got a lot smaller, I thought, which is such a random thing to say. But
Yeah.
I remember being almost like a book. You
Ev-
open it up and like the actual
Yeah.
case was bigger than the movie.
and all of the cases were plastic at
Yeah,
first.
they're white plastic. And
Do you
Yeah.
remember the
snap in
sound it
half,
made?
Yeah, I mean, they were like cracking sound.
Yeah, like, I
Yeah.
remember that as a kid.
Yeah.
But then as you got older, then it was like not. I don't know. They didn't seem as big anymore, and like.
Everything came in cardboard sleeves.
Yeah.
After that,
But I
except,
remember,
except
like,
for the
those-
Disney stuff.
But yeah, Disney always had that the
remember.
big like
Yeah,
case.
the big plastic book cover cases.
Yeah, but for some reason I remember that specifically as a kid, the bigger cases versus as you got older.
yeah.
You know what I used to be really, I think it's because this is where like childhood trauma comes in. When we were,
Case size?
no, no, but obviously the like be kind rewind message that would
Yeah.
always be on there. And
Yeah.
I was, maybe it's because my dad terrified me. And maybe, but because didn't they say like if you didn't rewind, you got fined or something?
That was what.
Yeah.
So I was terrified of that. And then, gee, this is the most random thing. The stupid like FBI copyright
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Oh, I remember that.
I was so
Interpol.
terrified of that. I thought I was going to go to jail if we
Remember,
did. Like,
you could actually buy a VCR, a tape rewinder.
Yeah, I remember those.
It was like a
Yeah.
separate. You
yeah,
would put it, and it would
it
just
was a
rewind your
high-speed
tape.
rewinder.
Yeah, it was to save the heads of your VCR.
Yeah.
but was anybody else traumatized by the FBI warning?
No,
No. I was like, do your worst, Interpol, come and get me. What'd you do with it? Like, you couldn't like.
I know, but I was so scared. I don't know
It
if
was
I.
just, but that was more about like if you were trying to make copies of it and stuff like that. Which
I know, but like I don't know why it just terrified me. My dad. I just remember my dad being like, "You can go to jail."
for what?
I
For
don't
anything?
know.
for anything.
It worked.
You didn't rewind.
I
right.
worked. I always rewound.
Yeah, there you go. Message worked.
Message received.
But really quickly before we move on to the next era, Steve, you said your family didn't have a VCR at first, so you rented the VCRs.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you got your VCR?
Yeah, I think so. Well, we had a super old one that we got from somebody that actually had like a remote control that like you would plug into the front of it.
I remember those. Was it
something
a
like-
top loader?
No,
Oh, I never had a top.
no, it was a front
No,
loader. And
yeah.
then we got yeah, it's probably like 9 or 10. I think.
Oh, that's not too bad then. I thought you were
maybe,
going
maybe
to
a
say.
bit old. I don't know, somewhere around. Yeah.
Did you have a VCR?
Yeah. So we rented like Steve. We rented it first, but then my parents got a second TV because my mom's grandmother passed away. Got her TV, and they got a VCR to go with it. And so I think I was about like 8 years old.
I always remember having a VCR.
Of course.
I was like, we have the fancy popcorn maker. Why wouldn't we have the fancy VCR? But this just made me think. We were a beta family. So how did we rent
Oh.
videos? Did they
Oh,
have beta
man.
versions?
Oh yeah.
Here's I'm gonna judge you hard for this. Remember how sad the beta section was in the video rental
Yeah,
store?
they had a separate section
Yeah.
for beta. It was
That's probably why we got all the movies
I remember
because it was beta.
I remember walking into the store and be like, ugh, I hate to be one of those beta kids.
Yeah, but
although
what-
it's funny though, beta was the superior quality,
Exactly.
It was, yeah.
but it just
Exactly.
lost the marketing wars.
Yeah.
We had a beta.
I remember that. I remember my friends my friend Tom, his had one. I remember that was a top loading one.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was black. It was sleek. It was sick. Oh, I miss VCRs. Oh my gosh, that's such
That's
a
like a
weird
new
memory.
thing now, and we can maybe get into that. But like people are getting back into like owning physical media again. A lot of
Yeah.
people are getting back
Yeah, I
into
know.
buying not so much VHS tapes because it was a terrible.
If only we knew how cool we were at the time.
Oh, I kept all my CDs and DVDs.
So many
What happened to
what-ifs.
those?
I had to restart the collection.
Look what happened.
Columbia House. Get
That's
back on
right.
that.
Oh my gosh. You know how I would love to see Columbia House's bookkeeping to see how much money they're owed.
Oh my God. I don't want to know.
Billions of
That's probably not around.
dollars.
That's
Yeah.
why they're not around anymore.
Okay, so the beta section, I don't know. We only ever had a beta machine. That's all I remember.
That's
So-
way back because Beta that lost the Beta VHS. That was that was like early 80s.
The very
Really?
first thing I remember my dad renting was a Laserdisc player. We watched Superman 3 on Laserdisc.
Laserdisc,
for my,
yeah, I remember that being
my
like a-
5th birthday, I think.
I remember that being like a thing for
Yeah.
a minute, and then it just kind of never.
No, there was never a Laserdisc section.
Which is
at
surprising because
at
I mean that was like
Blockbuster.
that was sort of like it was basically a giant CD.
Yeah.
You think it would have taken off more, but
It had way more advantages than like the cassettes. Like you could like skip ahead and stuff like that.
yeah, I'm guessing it must have
chapters.
just been the price to
Yeah.
market and stuff like that. No one had it. Just
Okay, to close out this era of childhood Blockbuster memories, I'm
Yeah.
just saying Blockbuster because,
Yeah.
movie
It's
store.
the name.
Was your family always very prompt at returning the videos on time?
I'm gonna say yeah. I think we actually like had panic attacks about like, oh my God, we forgot to return the
Right.
tapes.
Yeah.
We gotta go get them back now.
Oh,
Drop
yeah.
what you're doing.
No, we're not paying the extra, double the rental for this thing. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Again, it's for our...
Because I think the rental fee was basically like another day.
I think it was like they would just basically charge you the same
Yeah.
price.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But I mean, again, it's like we wonder why we are the way we are as adults.
It's true.
Everything
It's true.
was so like, oh my God, we're going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking back with nostalgia goggles about Blockbuster, but there were some things that were a pain in the ass. For sure.
Yeah. Well, to rent it and we had to go back the next day. And all.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now we'll kind of jump into the like teenager so Steve and Eric will probably remember this more than me, but like at least around here, our last video store, like how long ago did our last video store leave? Like 15 years ago, 10 years ago?
Oh God.
I mean, it was very like nobody was going.
No,
But-
it was one of those things like, how is that still here?
Yeah.
I think it was like, I was like 2007 or 8 or something.
Probably
Yeah, and it was
somewhere around there,
probably
yeah.
5 years before that when people stopped actually going.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where I remember going in there and, kind of being like, oh, this is looking sad.
Yeah, there was a couple year stretch you could tell was the Blockbuster was on the decline.
Well, especially,
and it was
yeah.
really, sad to walk in there.
Or like here we were saying like Rogers Video, which up here, if people don't know, Rogers is also like a big cell phone provider,
Rogers
telecommunications
Stadium,
company. So I remember eventually it became like half Rogers Video, half like cell
Selling
phone store and
services.
stuff. So then eventually became more Rogers cell phones and
yeah.
cable boxes and less VHS tapes.
It's funny because when I worked at Rogers, I didn't work there for a long time. I worked there for like one summer.
Really?
But yeah.
Oh no, I thought you worked there longer for some reason.
I wish it was actually a pretty sweet
One
job.
crazy
It
summer.
was actually a pretty sweet summer job. Really, like
Really?
it was easy as hell for like compared to other stuff I did. That
Was
was
it
easy.
embarrassing? Oh no, see, never mind. You weren't in high school. I was gonna say if you were in high school and worked there, wouldn't it be embarrassing if your friends came in?
Maybe.
But you worked in a different town than you grew up. Like it was different.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
would
exactly. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but I remember like Rogers like sneaking in some of the other products, like they
Yeah.
prepaid like cell phone cards and stuff like that.
Yeah. They started going. They're like, hey, wait, we got this store that people aren't really renting movies anymore. Let's
Yeah.
try and put our crap in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, I just have a yawn. I'm good. So teenagehood. For me, teenagehood is when in this
When you turn
memory,
13?
No, is like when you were able to drive or you had friends that could drive you to the
Oh,
Like when
yeah.
you were going off by
Like
yourself.
in high school.
Yeah,
stuff
like
that,
when you
yeah.
were going by yourself, not with your family.
Yeah,
Is this gonna sound dorky? We used to ride bikes to
Okay, well, Eric, we
Oh,
all
yeah,
know.
so I did, yeah, back before I
Well,
could
yeah,
drive,
yeah. But
Okay,
I mean,
whew.
but it was still like I feel like that's still almost like kid era because like it was still like, did you have your own card when you were like 12?
No.
Exactly. So like,
Yeah, no, you're talking like in like high school.
yeah, like
yeah, you're
when
talking
you're
like we're older.
when
yeah.
you're gonna go to your
More
friend's
mature,
house,
more sophisticated.
Not gonna with the
or you're renting a
The
movie
rated R
for
movies.
to go watch with your boyfriend or girlfriend or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing, or your friends or
and stuff.
sleepovers,
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
stuff. I actually didn't do that very much because the only reason why I went to the video store in the first place was because of my dad. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be honest. So you guys...
You turned your back on the whole industry?
I'm just not a big movie person.
You buy VHS.
I picture you guys being like movie people.
Yeah, I vividly remember actually, like me and Steve went to college together. And our first year of college, I remember like, renting movies with a bunch of our college like classmates.
I remember getting drunk watching Roadhouse. Like, I don't know how many times we watched Roadhouse, all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
At our buddy's apartment.
Yeah, our buddy's apartment and stuff, right? Rent the movies, have some beers.
Because he lived beside like a sort of your stereotypical like independent place. It had the beaded doors.
Oh yeah,
where it had like the triple X section. Yeah,
I believe that one of those naughty movies was rented at one time when there was a group of people around.
There's a whole bunch of us. Yeah, really, that's it. Yeah,
I believe it was White Trash Whores. I'm telling you, that's what it was because I was there, and that's like literally one of the only like old.
It was
school...
not a PC title.
No, yeah.
It was like not great. It was like trailer parks and like. It was just
the name checked out. Yeah,
I'm just repeating. I know I'm saying words that are not appropriate anymore, but I'm just repeating what the title was.
Yeah. But that's I remember that. But yeah, we'd always go there because our buddy had an apartment, so we'd all like there'd be like 7, 8, 9, 10 of us, depending on whatever.
Yeah.
But we'd
I think it was volume like 7 too, which is even more bizarre.
Wow. Okay.
They're acting all
Did you have to watch like 1 through 6 to understand?
No, I don't know. I didn't.
It's plus confusing.
It was just it was very confusing to me, but okay.
Yeah. But I mean, like a lot of the same elements are still there, right? Like pizza, movies.
Yeah.
I think it was just like instead of like your family, now you're with your friends, and then you add in some alcohol on top for some fun and festivities, and things get crazy.
You're drinking age 19, so
you could buy the snacks now because it was your own part-time job money that you didn't have any responsibility.
That's true too.
Yeah.
You could buy your own stuff.
Oh, yeah, but even like in like later high school, I can remember friends. Yeah, someone would go to someone's house and rent a movie.
It was always movies.
Or you would go rent a movie and run into people at Blockbuster and be like, and then just end up going somewhere. They'd come over and hang out, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Did you guys like when I had birthday parties? When they were I just lost track. Sleepovers because you don't rustle the.
Oh, sorry.
I think you could hear it on the thing. When we had sleepover parties as kids because that's what we did back then. And I'm just trying to think if we rented movies, though, for that.
I would usually, if I slept over at someone's house or vice versa, we'd usually always rent a movie or two, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying
my little mom and pop place, when I was in my sleepover like kid era, you could, if you rented a new release, you got like an old movie for free.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dang.
I know. This is some advantages to the mom and pop shop.
Yeah, we used to, a lot of times we'd go to the convenience store and rent movies too.
Yeah,
There's a convenience store that had like, not a huge selection, but enough that it was like, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you'd just be like, oh, let's rent a movie. We're here.
Exactly. Like you can actually buy movies like at the Blockbuster and stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
I remember my family doing that sometimes if we like really like, loved the movie. We're going to watch it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Like Jurassic Park, we actually owned the VHS for.
Wow. Yeah. I think we had one, my deadbeat uncle gave us, one of the only times he ever gave us any sort of present, my sister or I, was E.T. on VHS.
Well, maybe he wasn't so deadbeat, was he?
No, that was the only time, yeah.
Okay, well.
One of the few times we actually saw him at any sort of family function like that.
I had E.T. on.
That was the only, I think that was the only actual movie we ever actually had.
Yeah.
Tons of like blank cassettes with stuff recorded on them, but.
Did you ever agree with the ET finger afterwards?
This makes me think my mom, so obviously we had a VHS at some point because beta didn't exist.
Well, yeah. Beta disappeared.
My mom, and I think out of everything in the world, she didn't keep or did keep none of my crap growing up. But my mom still has, she went through a whole era where she loved the like Disney movies like Little Mermaid and stuff. Yeah. And she still has those movies that she bought on VHS. Those were the big plastic.
They could be worth money.
Yeah. I know.
Those things were a big deal because remember Disney would like do like limited releases. They would like put out like a classic Disney movie like Snow White for a limited time, then take it back and it would just, it'd be gone.
But a lot of times,
if you didn't buy it, that's it.
But a lot of times like the artwork would change on it too. This is like the OG like original. Like it's like Little Mermaid. I think
you should
like,
do some research. That could be, could be sitting on a gold
she
mine.
Kept those.
Well, yeah, maybe she knew. She's smart.
Whatever. She could have kept my Babysitter Club books, but she didn't.
Babysitter Club books are worthless. Everyone knows that.
No, they're popular now. The kids read them now.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Like new ones or the old ones?
The old ones that they illustrated and changed that. But my niece was reading one, and she's like, "Oh, I'm like, which one are you reading?" She's like, "Christy's Big Day," and I'm like, "Oh, that's when Christy gets married." And she's like, "How do you know that?" And I'm like, "Because I read that book when I was like
I'd be
whatever
curious
age.
how they hold up. Obviously, there must be still.
They're simple reads,
Yeah.
right? So like that's why.
And it means, I mean, Choose Your Adventure coming back. I loved Choose Your Adventure when I was a kid.
They were the best.
Those were so dumb
I had a
though.
ton of them when
I
I
had a
was like.
Batman one I loved.
I just cheated during like I never followed it.
I would do that sometimes. I'd choose page, whatever, and then
You
go to
didn't
page
like
13
it?
go, you know what?
I'm going back.
Fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm going
I
back.
regret this
Undo.
decision.
I need instant gratification. I can't have surprise endings. I need
Yeah, I used to
like
love those books. Yeah, I had a ton of them when I was a kid.
okay, Eric, so really briefly I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I'm ready for it.
Since you did work in the movie store world and
boy.
you were what, like 20?
I signed an NDA. I can't say anything.
You were like what, 20?
Yeah, 20 by 20.
So that was, we're not going to do the math on when that was, but that was probably sort of like
I want to say
getting
that
close to the
probably
end.
like late peak.
You were
of-
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
at the starting to see. You were probably like that.
because
The downslide started.
I could tell an embarrassing story.
Oh, of course, we love embarrassing
So
stories.
we had themes. We had
I remember they would do that. Sometimes a big movie would
big
come
movie
out.
came
and
out.
they'd be
There's a theme to go with it, and they made us
they'd-
dress up.
Yeah, they would characters. Yeah,
So the first Harry Potter movie came out on
God.
DVD, and what did we have to do? We had to wear like Harry Potter glasses, the lightning bolt.
Did they
tattoo on our
provide it
face.
for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They provided it all for us, but we had to get in full Harry Potter get up for the big DVD launch of Harry Potter
yeah.
at Rogers Video.
But it was
I
a
wish-
thing. Like that's
Yeah.
that's all gone.
I wish
You know,
there
that
was
stuff's gone now.
I wish there was pictures of that.
Oh, if there are, they're gone, long gone. Oh my God, there's probably like you'd have to develop that film back in the day.
I know.
But that's all this other's gone because that was actually like a thing. Like it was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
big deal when a new, whatever
Yeah.
movie was coming
Yeah.
out on tape on VHS. Like you
Yeah.
wanted to see it, and you had to get there and like be there early because they only had 150 copies, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So-
if they're gone, you're shit out of luck. You're not watching it tonight.
That's
So when you worked there in that era of time, was it the same as like was the video store crazy busy on Friday nights? Like I feel like no. Like that kind of like
No, it was busy.
I was gonna
Was
say,
it?
no, I
Oh,
would
yeah.
think with time with like first Harry,
Oh
like
yeah,
that's still.
I remember like Friday and Saturdays they were busy. Like especially like as towards the evening things picked up Friday night. Saturday was like steady during the day. It got busy at night and stuff, and then the rest of the week was like pretty much dead, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
The-
yeah, I
the
mean I
midweek
guess
was
it
pretty
would. I don't
quiet.
know why I have all my like timelines mixed up in my head. I'm thinking it was like 5 years ago.
No,
I was just saying,
no, it
you're
was-
saying like
Obviously not.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
no, I'm saying
but like,
that was probably the sort of the very sort of tail end of like. It's
Yeah.
probably a couple years later that it started to probably die off pretty quick.
Because at that point in time there was no streaming services yet.
no.
Netflix, I think maybe was just about to launch, like maybe like a year or two
Yeah.
down the road.
But at that time
And it was just the mail-in.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at that
Rentals.
time it was all DVDs, right? Was there still VHS?
There was a couple. It was all DVDs. I remember they had one of those VHS rewinders.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think that any VHS left on the shelf at that point in time.
Yeah.
I think it was all DVDs.
Yeah.
Do you remember besides well, obviously Harry Potter, but what was another like really popular movie that you remember coming out when you worked there? Because if you worked there over the summer, that's when all
It was
the
over the summer. Yeah, there was Harry Potter was huge, and we had to wear our lightning bolt stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely wouldn't forget that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to remember what else was popular at the time. There was a Bruce Willis movie. Oh, you know what was really popular? It was Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts in a movie together.
Oh.
What the hell was that called?
I didn't know they were in a movie together.
Brad Pitt and Julie Roberts.
Yeah,
Are you sure it's Julia
the
Roberts?
Mexican.
Oh. I don't even know
I
what
remember that one.
is.
Was that
Yeah.
what James Gandolfini is in it too? I think, or
I
something.
think so. Oh, that was actually a really cool thing too. We actually got encouraged to take the movies home to watch. So we
Well,
can,
yeah,
we
so
can,
you
we
could
can recommend them.
recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's because how many times. Hey, what's that movie that's got Brad Pitt and Julie Roberts in it? You got to ideally be able to answer it
Dumb and Dumber.
before
Yeah.
that. Because that's the thing. This is before the days of Google, where
Yeah.
where I could go on IMDb and be like,
Yeah, exactly. Actually, one of the most awkward things about the job was you had to read the movie out loud to the person to confirm that this is the movie they wanted.
Yeah.
And sometimes people would get like racier movies.
Yeah.
And there'd be
Oh
like
my
a crowd of people behind them. And it'd be like,
Are you sure you wanna watch-
Sir, you want sexy sorority girls?
yeah,
And it's like, that's clearly a mistake.
Oh my! Here's a question. Could you see the history of what was rented in somebody's membership
yeah.
card? Oh.
You can look up someone's like account, see the rental history, how many times they were late.
Oh,
like
so-
sir, you're a Shannon Tweed fan.
Exactly. Because you had to see if they wanted to rent a new movie, but they'd return their previous rental. It was like no.
Well,
like,
because
No, but
you
I'm
got to
just-
pay $5 for that late fee.
Yeah.
I'm just
exactly.
thinking those are more like, what if like a white, a wife was like, "Hey, can you tell me what movie was rented last?" And it's like,
Eric wouldn't do that. He's
No
the
way.
code of the rental worker.
Exactly. It's a bond.
I'm sorry, you can't.
Exactly. Madam, your husband's it's only Disney movies.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can see that
They're
being
like
awkward.
Swiss bankers there. They don't say anything. Everything's secretive.
Now I'm just working there. But I worked there in the era where like your membership cards, they had a UPC code on the back, so you
Yeah.
just scan that and pulled up all the person's details.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
I remember losing my Blockbuster card or like video rental card all the time.
Your phone number worked as a
It
backup.
did.
That's right.
Nobody
yeah.
ever had the cards.
Yeah.
Eventually, people were just like, "Whatever, it's my phone number."
Yeah.
That's funny. Did you ever? Was there a movie that you can think of? I know I'm putting you guys on the spot that you rented more than once because you liked it so much.
I rented more than once. Yeah, when I was a kid, the first Batman movie, the one with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. I love that movie.
Oh yeah.
I remember renting that one like a bunch of times. Then my parents bought it.
I remember. Yeah, I remember renting like when I
We're
was
spending too much on rentals. Just buy it for the
when I
dumb
was
kid.
probably like 8 or 9. I remember a few times watching If Looks Could Kill
Oh, Richard
with
Grieco.
Richard Greco. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Toy Soldiers.
Oh man.
Remember that one with
Yeah.
like Will Wheaton in them, where the terrorists come in and take over like the
Yeah.
boarding school.
I
And
know
Will
nothing.
Wheaton has the dramatic scene where he like comes out running with a machine gun, but
Yeah.
he can't control the backfire.
That's
so the gun
right.
just goes up in the air and then gets blown away.
Stupid idiot. I remember I rented Dazed and Confused. My buddy and I watched Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
I don't know, 20 times maybe. I love that movie. Still
Yeah,
love it.
I haven't seen any of those
We
movies.
need to do a podcast on that movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I feel like that movie's gonna annoy me.
No, it's so good.
Oh well,
But
maybe.
yeah, there's a few of them with that, and then and just kind of rent whatever. I remember once random thing I remember buying at VideoFlix. I bought a movie poster for Dr. Giggles, the horror movie. I had it in my room.
Oh my god. You used to be able to buy old movie posters.
Yeah, and I bought the Dr. Giggles movie poster for
I
some
love
reason.
movie posters. I used to like
That's so
collect them and
weird.
stuff when I was in college. They'd have like a poster store come by.
I still have a couple. I still have the Goodfellas one I bought
Yeah.
back in college.
Which
Yeah.
ones did you have?
I had Back to the Future. I had a bunch of like Simpsons because I love the Simpsons.
Do you still
Yeah.
have them?
I do.
Are they hanging up in your house?
No, they're rolled up. I've got like a poster saver. They're rolled,
smart.
They're rolled up in one of those, and I have to like actually frame them and put them up properly.
Why don't we just revamp the set and just put up posters in the background?
Holy crap! We could have a Back to the Future poster behind us if we wanted to.
We
I
could.
just thought about this stuff.
We could
Yeah.
have. We could have a serendipity poster.
Nah, it's okay.
I'm only saying that because Steve and Eric hate that movie.
Do you actually have a serendipity poster?
No.
Oh,
Do they even
I
have
know you're a
serendipity
super fan of that.
posters?
You're a super
I'm
fan
sure you
of
can
that
find it
movie.
somewhere.
I
yeah.
just like it mostly. I like to say I like it because you guys hate it so much.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. I've got a bunch of these old retro posters I could bring out.
I'm literally looking at posters. There's a Shaft poster down here. There's Goodfellas. There's Simpsons. You guys can't see, but they're here. Okay. Well, I think we've kind of talked about like, the memory. It's just really crazy because like, especially talking about it, it was such a huge part of my childhood growing up. The movies, like, again, it was like my parents. Look, I mean, I'm not trying to say we all were in the same boat, but like, we grew up in the 80s. Money wasn't growing on trees. So renting a movie and having popcorn at home was like the thing you did as a family.
Even back then, it was way cheaper than going to the movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah. Movies
And-
were still expensive, but even though they were way cheaper than they are now, they were still expensive.
And it was just the thing that you did for family entertainment. We
Yeah.
didn't go places, not like now where you go everywhere. And, I think family movie nights kind of came back during COVID because there's nothing else to do. But like kids these days have no idea. My niece and nephew, and it must be because my sister obviously grew up the same way I did, but they have movie nights a lot.
Yeah.
And even now, my niece and nephew, especially my nephew, like he loves a good like movie night on the couch eating popcorn.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. But like a lot of kids don't even know what
Well,
that is.
it's so different now because you can just sit down and poof, there you go, watch any movie you want.
And well,
it's
and
just, it's the whole
They'll
ambience of it,
yeah.
it's all gone.
they'll
I've-
never experience the movie not being available.
No,
Yeah.
and with my nephew, I've started having him watch like movies that I watched like growing up, like
Yeah.
Beethoven and like
Like it because I like it.
Mrs. Doubtfire is like his favorite movie. He always
Oh,
wants
that's
to watch
cool.
it, although I hate that movie. After I watched it again, I'm like, oh, this movie's annoying. Every time he's like, Auntie, can we watch Mrs. Doubtfire? I'm like, no.
This is why I let him watch his own movies.
Yeah.
But what is, if you have to sum up this podcast, what would be the one like memory you have of the whole movie rental era that kind of just makes you smile?
Oh, geez, that's a good
Or
one.
like feeling or smell. For me, it's just the sound and the smell. Like it instantly takes me back to, I can smell and I can hear the sounds.
Yeah, no, I can,
Yeah.
you know, if I close my eyes, like I can sort of picture the store
What it looked like.
and like just the sights and the
people.
sounds.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just, at the time, it always seemed like a pain in the ass. And I'm sure if it came back now, it'd be like, but you know, it was just, it was just a whole thing about it. That's what made it so much fun, I think.
And I
It
think
was way more special to watch a movie back then.
Yeah, well, because
than
again,
now.
because you didn't know if it's the whole could you get it?
Yeah.
You never knew until you
exactly.
actually got there, and then
Yeah.
But I think it's also just I think it just really was family time, right?
Yeah.
Like even at the time when like, you know, you hated your sister, you hated your brother, and I hated my sister, and you wanted to like beat the crap out of them.
Yeah.
Like at the same time, now looking back, it's like, you know, in those moments, you didn't realize that those moments wouldn't be
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like renting a movie really was like an emotional roller coaster back then when you think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it, right? Because there's
Yeah.
like the initial anticipation of going to the store, like everyone's excited, we're gonna go rent a movie. You get there. Is the movie you want there? Yes or no, right?
Yeah.
If it's not there, oh man, you're going south, you're trying to find something else to watch.
Well, and that's
if it is there, you're like, adulation, my movie is
Or
here.
fighting with your sibling to get the movie you wanted versus because you couldn't get both. You had to
Yeah.
get
well, that's
one.
the thing. It's like we're only getting one movie. Yeah, exactly. No, there's a whole, and then how many movies did you potentially see that maybe you wouldn't have rented
Yeah.
because it wasn't there?
Yeah.
So you force you to take a walk through the comedy section. And, oh, look at this. This looks good.
Exactly. There's something to be said for finding a movie by accident and not having it like, you know, pushed through a recommendation on a digital storefront to you.
Yeah.
And
oh,
I-
100%. Yeah.
And I think it's like one of those, like, I always think of it this way. Like, again, in those times back then, you never thought that those times would stop, right? Like, you're in the moment, you don't realize that they may not be there forever.
You never knew
And
it was
so-
your last time walking through those doors.
No, but it's true. And so to me, like, it's almost like the whole experience with the sights, the sounds, the smells, the feelings, whatever they were, the excitement, it's like in this like little bottle. And like, it's like just talking about it on here, kind of open the bottle. And it was
Yeah.
just like, whoa, I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
and it takes
yeah.
you right back to like I can even picture like where my family sat in the family room to watch it, like who sat where,
Yeah.
what blankets we had, like the fireplace being on, the popcorn popping,
Y'all
like
had a
it's
spot.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and
crazy.
it's funny. I can still, I can see like in my
Yeah.
parents' basement, I can still see the color of the carpet and the TV and the brown sort of rocking chair, whatever you want to call it, it's sitting in. And
Yeah.
I'm sad that the kids don't have that experience.
Well, it's
I mean,
just-
they
it's-
have their own experiences, but
Yeah, you know, it's good for them. Different generations have their own things, right?
yeah.
There, I do think there is something to be said though for not being able to always get what you want. I do think that
Yeah.
is
That's why
something
we're-
that's lost, and I think that's something that
Well, that's why we're so
Yeah.
used to disappointment, and the kids these days aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think always, you know, instant gratification all the time, it leads to like, you know, other negative.
yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
side
there
effects.
is something to be said for sometimes not being able to get the movie you want to see and having
Yeah.
to go see that other,
Yeah.
you know, take another movie and stuff like that.
But yeah, for me,
100%.
it just brings, like I said, it was a really big part of my childhood. That was our like family fun entertainment.
Yeah.
And it's just really crazy, like thinking back. It's like what they say, like, you know, it's like a movie playing in your head. You can like see it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're looking into this like ball of like 30, 40, whatever years ago
Yeah.
and watching it happen. Oh my God, that's so weird to think about. Like
It's
that's
so
how
weird.
vivid it is in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I
It's
can still almost
crazy.
remember. Yeah, even the sites and especially the one video store you used to go to. I said this really distinct smell. I don't even know what it is,
Yeah.
but I can almost.
Musty, like old.
Yeah, it was weird, but I can almost like smell it. But that was like when I was like probably 6 or 7 when this
Yeah.
one it disappeared.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we came to
funny.
Pizza Hut or something again or something or other. But
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah,
Oh, I
it's just,
think that's the one that my friend's sister worked at.
maybe. But I just remember I had like a really maybe it was your friend's sister.
It
and
was
stunk.
super old. Oh my God. She wouldn't have worked there then. She's not that much
No,
older than
no.
you. We used to go there all the time and she'd give us movies for free.
Oh, nice.
Thanks
Yeah.
for the movie, Stinky.
Don't be rude. If my friend who's probably listening to this, you know,
I say it with
Steve
love.
is kidding. That's my
Also
disclaimer
me
because she
kidding.
does listen like a good friend.
That's right.
Love you.
What's up, A Train?
All right, guys, but let us drop comment. Whoa, I just got all like. All right, guys, but comment below. Let us know your favorite Blockbuster memory. Like I said, that applies to any video stores. We're just using Blockbuster as the general title. But let us know some of your favorite family fun memories of Blockbuster, your favorite movie you ever got. I don't know, just anything. Fill us with nostalgia.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, I'm feeling super nostalgic. I
I
want to go to a
know.
movie now.
I want a popcorn maker. I gotta go look and see if they exist.
Yeah.
All right, guys, but that's it for today's podcast. We thank you so very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Take care, everybody.
Bye,
Bye, everyone.
guys. Be kind. Rewind.